I wonder if that's the trolley to the land of make-believe.
I hope it is, because I could use that. All right, it is time once again for the Rowdy Point Counterpoint program playing the role of Point. I'm Bassmasters.
Which means that I am Counterpoint, Buzz Cutler.
We're talking about the guy who won the Chicagoland race last Saturday night, won David Reutimann. And Cutler, one thing I think we can agree on is that we were both happy to see Reutimann get himself a real win, no rain-shortened mess.
Yeah, I don't necessarily quantify his Charlotte win as virtual. I think it was still a real win.
Not as satisfying.
But not as satisfying.
Not as satisfying. But I think where we disagree is, the point I would like to make is, despite the fact that David looked good, looked fast, I mean, there was no fluky win there, despite the fact that he's in, 15th place, 96 points out of the chase, he's not going to make the chase this year, Cutler. I'm sorry, he's just not going to make it. I want him to make it. I'm not saying I don't want him to make it. He's just not going to.
Look, I am not basing my belief that he will make the chase off one win at Chicagoland Speedway. Just look at how he's been running. Going into that race, the only guys with 10 race averages better than his were Harvick, Hamlin, Gordon, and Kurt Busch. If you look at points accumulation since Pocono, he's outpointed 8 of the guys ahead of him, including the guys in 10th, 11th, 12th, and 14th place.
Okay, so he's got to pass Mark Martin, he's got to pass Dale Earnhardt Jr., and he's got to pass either Clint Bowyer, Greg Biffle, or Carl Edwards. One of those guys he has to pass.
He's outpointed all of those guys except for Dale Earnhardt Jr. since Pocono.
But if you look at this season as a whole, not one of those guys has fewer top 10s than David Reutimann. Each one of those guys has more top 10s and a better finishing average than David Reutimann. Furthermore, if you look at the tracks coming up, I don't think they cut David Reutimann's way. You know, we've got a road course. We've got Pocono. He might run well at Richmond. He should run good at Michigan. He should run good at Atlanta. But still, I say to you, Cutler, 96 points. He doesn't have to run at parity with these guys or beat them by a little bit. He has to pass them. Not just Junior, not Mark Martin, but Junior, Martin, and Clint Bowyer, or Junior, Martin, and Greg Biffle. I think it's still too tall in order to make up more than 100 points on all those guys.
And here's what David Reutimann has that none of those guys you mentioned has
A
so
really
far
cool
this
last
season.
name.
Plus, and a daddy named Buzzy.
That's super cool.
Plus, he's got consistency. He has perhaps not had as much, perhaps he has not spent as much time in the top 5, but he hasn't spent as much time in the bottom 20 either.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying Reutimann can't make the chase. I just think it highly unlikely. I don't think he'll make the chase. Not only that, but the Roush cars are running better. Clint Bowyer and the Childress cars are running better.
The Roush cars ran better for one race.
And so did David Reutimann. For Counterpoint, I'm Point.
You don't even know who you are.
I've lost the plot, clearly.
Clearly. I'm Counterpoint. He's Point.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, what he said.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.